For sure. Let's move over to Leeds. Obviously, they had an unfortunate result on the weekend, and now there's a little bit of talk about potentially Daniel Farke being sacked. Could the inexperience of the 49ers enterprise ownership group lead to some sort of overly ambitious sacking when a manager's had a good start to the season?
Well, you'd hope not. You'd hope that the 49ers understand sports a bit more than some of the other American owners that have come in, because they've been in that world for a long time. You'd also hope that with the CEO, they've got their Angus Kinnear, who's a very good operator. He can calm them down and let them understand that probably stability is the best way forward for Leeds right now. It's a long, long season in the Championship. I've been there, I know it, and it kills you. Tuesday, Saturday, 2 games a week. It's brutal. And you need stability. You don't need managers to be feeling unstable. You need a really big team spirit and bonding to get through the Championship because it's so brutal. So I would hope that there is no knee-jerk reaction. I think Farke is a good manager. I think he's good for Leeds. He's also had some upset. I mean, they've sold some good players that they've had to lose. So let's just think about that. And he's having to readjust the squad and get that going. I think Leeds can weather the storm and get going, and I think that they're going to be, near the end, they're going to be there or thereabouts. So I think any knee-jerk reaction would be wrong, and I think the 49ers hopefully can take that on board.
And have we seen this with American ownership groups before, especially in the Championship, where there's an early sacking and it actually kind of does the opposite effect of what they're hoping for?
Well, Birmingham is a great example where they thought they knew everything about football, and then we hired Wayne Rooney, and then ended up in League One. That's a pretty serious example of what can go wrong when they act too quickly and they think they know everything. Even though they had Gary Cook there, who's supposedly an expert, but then again, they made some big mistakes. So yes, American owners can make mistakes, but it's not just Americans. Let's be clear. Any nationality can make mistakes. There have been some terrible British owners as well, really awful Chinese owners who've been absolutely terrible in some of the judgments they've made. So it isn't a nationality thing. It's certainly a need and a desire for success, but the way to that in football, I say, isn't always that quick.
No doubt about that. And obviously, since there are rumors of Daniel Farke being sacked, there's always going to be rumors of who might replace him. And Carlos Corberan from West Brom is being linked with that job. How could this work where they just steal a player from the same division? They steal a manager from the same division.
Well, it happens all the time. It depends on the manager's contract. If there's a buyout clause, and I believe with Corberan it's going to be about 2 million, then Leeds have to pay West Brom the transfer fee for the manager, and it can happen. Now, there's been a lot of talk as well. Should we just have transfer fees for managers? Transfer windows for managers,
Yeah.
so that it can only happen at certain times of the season, which to me makes sense. To try and create instability in an opponent's club is wrong, and that's why transfer windows were made in the first place, was to try and stop bigger clubs coming in at the end of a season and trying to decimate competitors. So maybe managers should only be allowed to move at the end of each season, and that would make some sort of sense as well, and trying to stop this. But hey, it's the rules as they are at the moment. It can certainly happen, and does happen. So you'll see a lot of managerial moves as we move through the. Normally, in my experience, what happens is there's 2 international breaks at the start of the season, and it's normally the second international break when you see most management movement where they've had a bad start to the season. The owners think, right, we're going to make a move. We're going to give the new guy an extra week of the international break to come in. So expect in the next couple of weeks some big moves if they're going to happen around managers.